Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Adrian here from Major Mateo Drones. Yeah, another great show that we're gonna have tonight. Saturday, I believe today is the 12th. Hopefully, my internet will not crap out on me. It started doing pretty good. Now it's acting like crap, but hopefully, it will stay strong. And as you guys can see, I caught the thumbnail on the show. We're going to talk about drones, drone news, anything that have to do with drones. And please, ladies and gentlemen, on the panel or the chat, no politics. Really, I'm tired of the politics BS that's been going on lately with both parties. Tired of it. Anyway, without further ado, let me go ahead and bring in my co-host, Mr. Draymond Crawford, aka Recovery One Drone. How you doing, Captain?
Doing fine, partner. How you doing this evening?
Doing pretty good, sir. Doing pretty good. I'm noticing that you are trying to steal my thunder with your damn shorts,
No,
sir.
not me. Not me. I wouldn't do that.
You stealing my thunder. I actually stopped doing that much, and now you bringing him, you popping him circles left to right every day.
No, man. Well, the only difference is I don't fly in a house like you do.
Well, all I'm doing is
I don't have any neighbors scare me, so I got to fly in a house.
all I'm all, all I'm doing is hovering, and I was actually scared the drone will actually take off and do something crazy and crash, but it didn't. It actually behaved.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Anyway,
all
I noticed
good.
that we do have quite the crowd already here watching. Thank you everybody for being here. Really appreciate that. We're actually going to go through the chat in a minute. However, I did went ahead and invited someone to come on in, and I actually need to invite somebody else. But before I actually invite, I'm sorry, bring the other person in, just give me one moment and I will bring you in, sir. I just need to send one more link to somebody else. And wait, there you go. Boom. That one right here. Boom. Send. Sent. There you go. All right, Dre. Well, we are going to have a little bit of companionship today from Mr. Chuck, aka Chuck Kovacian. How you doing, buddy?
I'm well. I haven't done any shorts at all, so I haven't competed with either of you guys. My stuff's
You
all too
you
damn
haven't been on
long.
my show in a while, Chuck.
I just don't do them. My stuff's way too long. No, well, people watch it like a short, like about a minute, but then turn it off.
Yeah, that does get a little frustrating when you put all that effort in
Yeah,
filming it, then you edit it, and you think you got something really nice, informative, and think
yeah.
people will be interested. And you look at your algorithm, information. You're like,
It's like,
what the?
nah, it's I stink.
Yeah, I was like, why did I do all that for, man? You
No,
got
it's all
people
right.
like,
No, it's good. It's fun to watch the stuff and relive things that we do as a couple, me and Lori. So it's fun. But yeah, we'd like a little love. It'd be good someday.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
you know
mean
what? I have to
go
say,
ahead,
Chuck,
Dre.
I'm envious. Your wife, you and her have a passion for the different elements of photography. I mean, I believe she was a regular photographer at first, and then you got the drones, and now she's into the drones a little more now, and
Yep.
everything. And I said, when you share it, it makes it so much easier to go out and film stuff because now you have a partner.
Yep,
If you're doing something, she's behind the camera filming you, and you don't have to worry about, am I centered the camera or I got a good angle? She's there for that, and vice versa. When she's in front of the camera, you're behind the camera, so you have
that is
somebody
true.
there to aid you all the time. And I talk to
Where
people all the time. I say, I wish I had a crew.
well, we all want a crew. That would be
Yeah,
great, right? But like, yeah. The problem is when you have two people that are both pretty passionate about the same subject, you get that
mhm.
battle of who's directing and then
Yeah,
who's producing and then who's editing
yeah,
and so I mean it's become very interesting, that's for sure.
It does.
But
Guys,
yeah.
do me a favor. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up on the stream for me. If you, I would really appreciate that. Let me go ahead and say hi to a few folks here in the chat. Dre, we got Mr. Tim Jackson. First, we got Mr. Big Water UAV, Mr. Hugo Vista Arias. Thank you for popping in. We got Jody Drone Shots. We got Mr. Chris Wedgeworth. Thank you for popping in, buddy. Who else we have? We got Mr. Brent Eat More Possum. We got L.A. Casciato. Lisa, thank you for popping in. One Vision Ariel. We got Andrew Silverfox. Holy crap, I haven't seen you in a little bit. Thank you for popping in. We got Mr. Ray of Sunshine. Who else? Oh, Steven Drones. I don't know who the heck this guy is. Kovacshin. I don't know him.
I don't know.
We also have, who else? Mr. Joe from USA Drone Flyer. Thank you for popping in. I really appreciate that. Leonard from JSK Enterprise. We got Mr. V Dub. Ken plays it here. Thank you for popping in. We got Mr. Michael McReynolds from Michael Drones and RC Hobby. And I believe that's pretty much everybody else.
You get the View Chaser.
We got Donnie the View Chaser. We also got Mr. DZ Dean FPV. Thank you for popping in. I really appreciate it.
How about that young lady, All Things Drone?
Hey, how you doing, All Things Drone? Kim, thank you for popping in, ma'am.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. We got Mr. Night Train, aka Mike. Oh, Mr. Lawrence.
Yeah.
Love
Squads. Yeah, he's up late.
Your other partner in crime,
in, so I really appreciate that.
Yeah. And I want to address Joe, USA there. That's what's funny about doing shorts. You know, you don't know what's going to jump off the charts or not. You do a short, and it may lay an egg. And you might think that was a pretty good short. And then you'll throw something that you could care less about. And next you know, you're getting over 1,000 clicks.
Yeah, you're right.
You never know what's going to hit and what's going to miss.
Well, it's true with any video, but shorts are a lot quicker to
see. That's the thing with shorts, Dre. Yeah. That you can actually do one that you probably don't really care about, and it gets 5,000-7,000 views.
Yeah.
But then you also do one that you really put a lot of time into it, and it only get 200 views.
Yeah.
So, what would you guys say? How many subs you get out of these shorts?
Oh, we got Mr. Al Diaz in the house. Where did he go? He was just there.
Where'd he go?
Al Diaz.
Ghetto Arroz. Ghetto Arroz.
It's like Charlie's Angels. I hear him, but I can't see him.
Yeah.
There
he is. What's that dirt on your lip, dude?
What was that?
What's that dirt on your lip?
Wow.
Dirt?
Wow.
Hey, Dre, that's that Cuban mustache.
Is that what it is?
Anyway, Chuck, to actually answer you, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Hey, New England drone footage. Thank you for popping in, buddy. Little Lamalora. Thank you for popping in. I really appreciate it. Unlimited Vertical. Thank you for popping in, sir.
Laura never sleeps.
Please, guys, go ahead and smash that thumbs up on the stream. I really appreciate that. But anyway, Chuck, Aldi has also been putting in quite a few shorts, and you actually gained some subscribers. Maybe not a whole bunch, but you will gain some. That's for sure.
Yeah, those shorts seem to work. Yeah, they seem to work.
I could.
How you doing, brother? Maker Steve. Thank you for popping in, buddy.
Yeah, probably a great media to. I think Al suggested this to me. I'm not going to take credit for it. I think Al suggested I do some shorts to kind of like promote the longer stuff that.
That's what I was about to say, Chucky. You use the shorts almost like a advertisement.
Like
an advertisement.
We go.
That's what I did. That's what I do. Yeah. Like I say, I might do a short, showing a preview of whatever drum I talk about, and then do an extended video.
Yeah.
And that's what I did this week. I was going to take my Maverick Enterprise Advance out and ended up doing short. Had a big old controller update for it.
I'm still here.
And we'll get into that a little later. But I had to cut it short because the update took so long. So I did a quick short, and then the next day I did a full-length video about 10 minutes long of the update, and I went over some COA information and all this kind of stuff on the controller itself, so people would know what it looks like. So there's a lot of ways you can do it, and I'm sure. I'm trying to think her name. I want to call her Kim. All Things Drone. Yeah. She does a lot of short videos, then she does a live stream and stuff. And I'm pretty sure I know she thought about it, but I'm sure you know, she uses it to kind of gain, you know, garner attention for her live streams that she does and everything. And plus, she does it on different platforms. I think she live streams on YouTube and I want to say Facebook or either Twitter. She does a live stream, so she has a dual audience that she reaches out to.
She noted that you can turn long videos into shorts. I've done that. I did that a year ago and tried it a little bit and wasn't successful. So then I just said, "Man, I'm stopping now." But that's because I had to take 16:9 footage, and then in DaVinci squish it to make it 19:6, and then all that kind of game. And DaVinci, by the way, just added 19:6 support. It looks like they just a update came out like last night, and it includes 19:6 stuff.
Yeah, that's also
tried it, but
that's also the thing too, where I know, like for me, a lot of other folks filming with your phone, and then you have other cameras there also to do the regular landscape format pictures.
Yeah.
So like I say, you do your phone, you do a little short clip with your phone. Okay, I'm gonna do the shorts with that, and then you can do the regular videos and have your clips with your GoPros and with the drone itself and everything else. Because, like you said, when you're trying to convert stuff from a regular landscape to a portrait, things can get distorted, out of whack.
Oh, you lose resolution, all that stuff.
It gets real squirrely. So I like for me, I said, just do this part with your phone, and that way it's already there, and then do the rest with your regular stuff, because it just gets a little confusing. And when it's out of whack, I know how you are, Chuck, and I'm the same way sometimes. I'm very critical about it, and if it's just not right, I'd rather throw it in the trash. If I can't get it right, I don't want to show it.
I think I'm the same way a little bit.
You're saying, Dre, that you really need to, fail to plan to fail is something Ash at Droning On always told me. Everyone, and it's true. You have to plan, like, okay, I'm gonna do this part with the phone in vertical or whatever, or the Mini 3 Pro or whatever. Do that stuff in vertical, and then for those shots, and then you have to put together the rest of it, basically.
Right.
I give credit to Chuck, because Chuck has quite the production in his video. I don't think anybody realized how tough that is. Because I'll tell you this, I wouldn't want to carry a bunch of cameras and do all that stuff. Yeah, it's just it's a pain. And even Dre, you do the same thing too. You know what I mean? A lot of people like to incorporate the ground stuff with the aerial stuff, and it comes out, beautiful.
Well, like I said, I think on that level, but like I said, Chuck is him and his wife. So like I said, he has a teammate with him. When you're out there by yourself, oh man, then you're really talking about, okay, what angle I want to shoot. I need to put a camera here, and then you think about, okay, I got another camera over there. Are the cameras catching each other in the same shot crosswise? Or you forget, like one video I just did came out great, and I look back at it, and I forgot to close the trunk lid. I'm like, dude.
Oh, been there, done that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that take 20? That's when you take 20?
Oh, jeez, little Lori.
I don't have patience for
Lori.
that, guys.
Lori's more like an assistant still. Like Lori's she's more of an assistant. I carry all the gear. And about the only thing she uses.
Welcome a couple of folks. Give me a minute. Let me welcome Mr. Jim's Droning. Thank you for popping in, buddy. I think we also have Harley FPV Greg, David AZ Drone Dude, and I think we also have Mr. Steve 43068. I'm Mick Steve. Thank you for popping in, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate it. Now, Chuck, hey, Londino, how you doing, man?
Hey, Lon.
Hey, Chuck,
I know you might still be mad at me, but I'm not mad at you. But anyway, just wanted to say.
Hey, Chuck, what state are you in again?
New York.
Is it cold over there or is it hot?
It's cooling off. It's might snow tomorrow. It's like flipping a switch in this damn state. It goes from 65 one day to like 20 the next. It's goofy. So we might get some snowflakes. But maybe we'll film the first snow shortly here. You guys are getting some pretty crappy weather down in Florida, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. We actually just had a storm Nicole that came through Thursday and actually put us out of service. We didn't even work. And
Nicole's a nice name to be such a
shut us down,
BITC,
I was looking for the Adrian Mateo short on that.
Yeah, really.
flying.
Why don't you do like a high wind test with the drone with Nicole? You know, Air 2S versus Nicole.
Actually, the reason why I didn't go outside because I did it with Eon, with Storm Ian when it came through, but it was actually storming and it was raining, Chuck, so I couldn't even go outside.
Yeah,
I mean, it was storming, it was pretty bad. I have
yeah.
like 3 or 4 trees that
I was
actually
kidding,
fell
though.
down
I
that I have
mean-
to chop down and put them away.
I was kidding though. You don't want to lose a drone to the wind. That's just
No, I'm
stupid.
not.
Hell no.
If it wasn't raining,
He's
I
got
would've
like
put it up
50
there.
of them, Chuck.
Well,
He can-
the
can
DJI
sacrifice one.
FPV probably has enough oomph to kick through like a Cat 1 anyway. I don't know about any more than that, but it'd probably take a Cat 1 okay. Pull its way back through upwind. What do you think?
Now, Chuck, is the Mavic 3 you have, is it a Cine or just the Mavic 3?
The straight up Mavic 3. It was a hot mess when it came out, but they sorted it all out. It took a long time. It took like 6 months.
It did took a while. It really
But
did.
damn it's a good drone now. I mean, Lon and I had it out with the thing early on. He was disgusted with me, but I was disgusted with DJI, but I'm not now. The thing is amazing. I mean, I want another one. I want a backup.
You kind of have to expect that.
I have gone a whole 180 with it. So
How you
You
doing,
buy
brother?
something, if you're an early adapter and buy something new from DJI, expect
Yeah.
that to happen. But in the long run, it's all going to work itself out.
this
I
was
have
worse.
total confidence in DJI.
It was worse than normal though, Al. It really was. It was a struggle. I waited a couple months, but it's okay. I mean, like, I love to complain about stuff anyway, so you guys all know that. But they made it right, and they made it really right. And then it took me a while to get it dialed in because I was so used to Mavic 2 Pro. Like so many of us had Mavic 2 Pro for like 2.5 years, and I don't care what it is. You go from a drone you're so comfortable with. You know exactly what it's going to do, and to get a new drone, they're all a little different. And
Not Chuck, do you still have the Mavic 2?
yeah, I still have it. You want it?
Mavic 2 Pro, okay. What's going on, Mr. Teach Giggles and Drones? Thank you for
You're not.
popping in.
You didn't sell it yet, Chuck?
No,
I thought you sold
no.
it.
I sold one of them. I had the backup. The backup's still sitting around, but the backup might stick around with the smart controller because it has waypoints too on it. And there's a project I want to do up here in town. They're going to build a new microchip plant. I'm thinking of doing a waypoints mission every couple of weeks and watch it go up.
Give it some time, maybe a year at most, and I bet you SDK would be implemented in the Mavic 3. You're gonna have to wait.
Yeah, I know.
Because they just came out with the
expect it to happen,
Enterprise. They
too.
want people to spend the bacon on that.
Yeah, I know it will, but it's been great for me. Mavic 3, just like when I took it to England, the thing, I flew it through Dirtledore, and I don't know if you guys know what Dirtledore is, but it's not a kind environment to be flying any drone.
Did you
And it
flew
just-
out the Jurassic Coast, right?
Yeah, yep.
I'm sure
that
it was
was
windy out there.
Dirtledore, it's windy as hell, yeah. But Dirtledore was like,
worse.
Lori's like, "Are you really gonna fly through that thing?" I'm like, "Uh huh." She's like, "What if you lose the drone?" I said, "I'll cry, but I'm doing it anyway."
How you doing, Susan Lee? Thank you for popping in, ma'am. I really appreciate it. Again, guys, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up for the stream. I really appreciate that. So, Aldia, when it comes to your two Enterprise, buddy, how you liking those two drones, man? How you use them both already, right?
I'm flying the Enterprise more. I got that class coming up, so I've been reading up and studying the information.
Using
send
the
me.
thermal a little bit more.
A little bit more. The Enterprise I just use on a job site, so you know.
Okay.
That thing is it's nuts how fast it's
hold on 1 second.
it's taking pictures and
Aldia, actually, I need to give somebody a shout out. Hold on. Where did he go? I need to go ahead and give Tim Jackson a shout out all over from Australia. Howdy, you wanker. How you doing, man?
Al, Lon says because of the app on the Enterprise, you can have it. Yeah, Pilot 2. I think that's true.
Yeah. there is on that app.
You think
But the
will?
waypoints, it doesn't have like obviously Lychee's way far advanced than it, but they don't have curved turns. At least I couldn't find it. And the waypoint missions are not as advanced as you could get on Lychee, Dre. So
Yeah.
just a FYI.
Yeah, for me for the Pilot 2 app and then the original Pilot app, if you're doing mapping, grid mapping, they're great. Waypoints, It's just not. It's just not. I say it's been not fine tuned like Litchi is. Litchi gives you that cinematic, smooth turns, flow. The gimbal reacts to the points of interest, and it is like it's just great. With it and DJI Pilot app is still very rudimentary at this point.
So sounds like Fly in the beginning. Is it kind of like it's like Fly Pro is what this thing is? Like the Pilot app is it like, or is it like Go 4?
They give you like a pre-check drop box and before you take off. Trey, you've probably seen it on your drone. I'm sure it's probably the same the same exact app.
I've never seen it.
It's pretty thorough, and you could advance your missions and stuff like that, but it's in its infancy in terms of the Mavic 3. So I don't know about Dre and his M30T.
Yeah, no, he is a big dog.
Well, basically the original Pilot app and the Pilot 2 app, when you first bring them up, they give you the option of flying. You can program a flight or you can fly it manually. Okay. If you go with the program flight, it'll give you different scenarios where you can do a grid mapping, which basically make out a diagram of a square, and it'll fly back and forth lawnmower style. Okay. Waypoints is the biggest thing where you're talking about. And I think with DJI, it's kind of like it will fly straight from one waypoint to the next one, almost. If you're flying linear, it's not a big deal. But when you're doing orbits and stuff like that, that's where it's not smooth. It'll get to the next waypoint.
Yeah, but then it'll do it in kind of a rough manner.
Right. It does in a rough manner. It doesn't allow you to do gimbal control, things like that, to where you're still kind of like involved. And I tell people, I said, some people might like that, but I tell people, I said, as human beings, we can't duplicate things 2 times in a row.
Right.
So say the first time you do it, you say, "Oh, that looks good, but I just want to get a little something else," and you fly it again, and they actually know you missed it again, or you did something else different, and you're sitting there, okay, this is my 5th flight trying to get this one little segment done, and like I said, we just can't replicate things unlike a automated system can, and that's the difference when you use a program like Litchi, that once you set it, okay, you get it, you want to make adjustments, nothing else gets bothered except for the adjustment you made. So you get to see everything exactly like you flew it before, and then whatever little small adjustment that you did, that comes in. And that's what makes it nice.
Now, Dre, they went ahead and do the new update for the smart controller, which actually I thought it was for the drone also, but it was only for the controller itself.
Yes.
But I didn't notice anything different. Still the same.
I didn't notice Smart Controller or RC Pro?
It's Smart Control, the original Smart Controller.
Smart controller, the first generation Smart Controller.
Okay, well, update. Yeah, we'll talk about that right now. The other day, that's why I did my short, because I went outside from my office, lunch break. I was going to do a little flying just to stretch the legs out of the drone.
Flown about a month. Hold on a second. Let me say hi to Jordan Veteran and also Mr. Ray Kelly. Thank you for popping in, Bob Casey.
Hey, Ray.
Thank you for popping in, buddy.
Hello, Ray.
Go ahead, Ray.
Bob. So as I was saying, I was going to go out there and just fly the drone. Just to, I can fly my drones, but I haven't flown them out a month or two, whatever. And I saw this update. So the update was like 01.01.0072. So like I said, I had to use my phone as my hotspot. So I downloaded this thing, which basically just killed the controller. I finally got it.
Oh, that's what you were talking about the other night on Paul's.
Right.
Okay. I came in the middle of that.
It took so long to download it. It just killed the controller as far as any more power left. So I finally got it all installed. And the next day I did a full video. And also I was telling people, even though I did it, I went online to research what is this update? What's it all about? What's it supposed to do? Because I guess this update actually came out November 3rd, early in the month. And I just happened to stumble on it 4 or 5 days ago. So like I said, I got through it. Yeah, I can say so. I get on there and I posted, and one guy said that it was, I guess it did something in the Go 4 app, something to do with waypoints in the Go 4 app. Well, I don't use the Go 4 app, with my Enterprise Advanced. I always use the Pilot app. So only thing I saw different in that was when I did click on my COAs that I have logged in. That's why I put that part in the video about the COAs I have. It showed the map of the COAs, lets you shrink it, blow it up, all this kind of stuff. So it made a real nice part there, but nothing that did anything for the drone for per se. So like I said, when I checked with a DJI form, they said it was just a generic bug fix update. Yeah, bug fix update, and made the app more fluid and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, well, that's not telling me a whole lot of anything.
No remote ID?
No, he didn't say anything about remote ID, anything
That's
like
too bad.
that.
Because I mean, the Mavic 2 Pro is still a viable drone for many people.
Yeah, well,
it really is.
I think it's going to come into play. It's going to be there. Like I said, right now, the software is being rolled out in the DJI drones to make sure all the legacy drones, I call them anything they're not producing right now, I call it a legacy drone. So it's going to be there, but the difference is, does the drone you have already have it built in, or you're just adding the software to control the module that you may have to take it off. Sorry. That you have to control the module that you may have to buy later. But they will have the software. So basically, I'm looking at this, that DJI most likely is looking at either putting out a module themselves, or they're gonna send out this information to a bunch of third-party vendors that will make a module that you can buy that'll work with the DJI software for the Go4 app, with the Fly app, and whatever else that need to be remote ID.
Hey, Dre, talking about the Fly app and remote ID, dude. I was at the San Jose convention indoors, had clearance to fly via FAA, like approval, and I got it cleared through DJI. When I took off in one section of the convention center, it said controller error, remote ID. And that's because I didn't have my phone tethered to the drone.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. No way it can be happening this soon, right? I was kind of like tripping out off of it. I thought it was like me. It was the same thing, Chuck, when I told you my Avata was EU.
Mine was too. Mine was too.
And then I had to hack it to fly it. Me too. You know.
I used your advice, and I went to that site and grabbed it, and
dude, I thought I was going nuts.
What the hell? Why? I still don't understand that, but it's all good.
Exactly. Yeah.
Had it in England, and everything worked right in England too.
Hey,
and that's why I tell.
Hey, give me a minute, Dre.
Go ahead.
Say hi to Kenny from Cardoso Media, Jax Drone Live, Mighty Drone World.
Okay.
Andrew, thank you for popping in. I really appreciate it. Go ahead, Dre.
Well, I was going to say, that's why I always, try to recommend to people that if you're in an area where you can make a hotspot with your phone, or whatever the case may be, if you fly with a phone, make sure the Wi-Fi is on, because when you try to get links and other updates or instant releases from DJI, you got to have that Wi-Fi connected, or it does not read across the controller to the drone. It would just shut you out, and the drone will start acting all goofy or whatever, and will not fly, or they'll tell you that you're in a some kind of unfly zone for some reason, and you're just thinking, well, I just got clearance. And I said, well, you got to maintain that Wi-Fi connection. So that's why I tell people, be in the habit of doing that.
Just creating a hotspot.
Use your phone as a hotspot and connect to the controller, because a lot of us now all are flying with these smart controllers now, that almost, I would say majority of people now got either the original smart controller, or they got one of these newer ones with the more recent drones and everything. I said, get used to having your phone clicked on as a mobile hotspot. And that way you're able to make these unlocks right on the spot and go from there.
How you doing, brother, Mr. Crowley and his drones? Thank you for popping in, buddy. Big Water UAV Solution, thank you for being here, sir.
Yeah.
Aldias, when it comes to the thermal class you're taking, is that like a long one, like you have to take a big old test like you have to do for the Power 107?
That's at the end of the 4-day online class. I mean, it's not like a government certification. It's FLIR.
Okay.
It's a FLIR certification. But I just want to know I want to know the science behind thermography. You know what I mean? I want to be able to do that correctly and not just take a fucking picture and think that's the right numbers when that's not the case.
So I got a question. Aliyah, that what you're trying to do is kind of like if you want to go ahead and get an endorsement on, say for like me on my CDL, like if I want an extra endorsement on my
Must be
CDL,
certified.
just
Yeah.
another extra thing
It's
I
like
have to
Dre
add.
taking the OSHA 30 and OSHA 10, or something like that.
It's like a certification, right?
It's a certification. You got to
Yeah.
redo it every like two years and shit. But it's FLIR. It's
But
from
then-
FLIR. It's
Then
not
you can
government.
actually fly and do thermal analysis on
Do a
buildings
thermal
and such,
analysis and inspections on that stuff.
roof inspections,
Did
things like that.
Did I lose you guys?
No, you're here,
You're
good. You're here. No, and Al's right. I mean, you do these classes. Like I say, some going to cost you money, like the one he's taking, and other ones are free to take or whatever. But it just adds to your credential list. It adds to your portfolio of what you're qualified. Just like any other job, you know, you
Hey,
go
man,
out there.
Did I just freeze up? I'm sorry about
No,
that.
you're good.
No,
you're
you're
good,
good.
Al. You're good.
Oh, because everything froze up on the screen. I was like,
It's
what?
just that raggedy Apple MacBook you're using over there.
Oh, here we
Oh,
go.
hey, listen, I'm not going to tell you what I'm looking at, what's in front of me, because I might scare everybody in the stream. The power that I have in front of me,
What, the Pro?
it's like no other power. It's
MacBook
it's
Pro?
it's next level. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, Chuck is next level, but he's freezing up.
Oh, that's because my internet. That's because of my internet.
Yeah,
That's the crappy Silicon Valley internet.
So wait a minute, Aldia, you talking shit about mine, but you're acting worse than mine right now.
You better stop. You just froze right now.
Yeah,
I know that wasn't me.
Whatever.
Yeah. So
How you doing?
so-
Hey, Mr. Nappy FPV, thank you for popping in, buddy. I really appreciate it, man.
Lonzo, you get that streaming
streaming
certification.
certificate. Yeah. So that's what I tell people. I said, when you go out there and you're trying to be in this as a business, as a you know, I don't care if you like me, you do it as a side gig. Al's full time now, and other people are out there doing full time. When you're trying to put your foot in the door, your credentials is the only thing that's going to open the door for you. You know, like I say, just about everybody on this panel, everybody in this chat can probably most likely fly a mission that is issued out there. No big deal. But the difference between who gets hired for that mission a lot of times rests upon your qualifications. Not that it has anything to do with your ability to fly.
Well, look who we have here. We got Mr. Tommy Jean in the house. How you doing, Tommy Jean?
Tammy.
Nice.
Thank you for popping in, man.
So, is it like everything else in this world where you go to school, you get a degree, you get out of school, you go to get a job?
Tim Jackson, where
and
you
they
at?
tell you, well, we wish you had some experience. So you get the certification. With the
Turn
certification,
your camera on.
Oh no, I might be doing a
Go ahead,
helicopter.
Chuck.
when you get the
There you go.
certification,
You're gonna be doing
how
a
do
damn
you get the
helicopter, no
experience to back up
Yeah.
your certification to get?
Then that's when you make the
Yeah, well, I'd say that's always the catch-22 scenario. You know, we always run into, how do I get experience if you don't give me opportunity to job? I got
Right.
I have
You do 'em
I
for
have the
free?
training.
I mean, what do you do?
Yeah. You have the training / education. Well, I know when you start trying to go for government positions, doing jobs for cities, counties, and state, this is the stuff that'll get you approved as a vendor / subcontractor of a project. Because even though you might be hired by the, let's say, general contractor of a project, a lot of times you have to go to the next level of the county or the state to be approved to be working on the project and so forth. So a lot of times it's not just the local guy that you're dealing with. You got to be approved by the next couple layers up, you know. And that's what happened to me with the CHP job. I said I ran these people on a Facebook chat. You know, and I finally met them in person. We felt good about each other, no problem. And the first thing they say is, well, we like you, but we got to make sure the state's going to like you. You know, so my credentials had to be presented. I had to show my insurance, had to show all that kind of stuff, my qualifications. And the biggest thing that sold me to the state was my background as a construction inspector, all my certifications as a QSP, which I'm registered with the state of California as a qualified SWIP practitioner, my MPDS certification, my concrete certification, and all the different things that like I say, I'm not doing anything on that job concerning this stuff at all, but it looks good to them on paper. You know, it's like you go to a company and they got a bunch of people and they all got these different titles and stuff like that, and they went to the right schools, and don't mean they know a lick about what they're doing or what they're talking
That's what I was
about.
asking, because I know normally it's a cocktail. You have to have
Yeah,
your certifications and all that, all the legal documentation in order,
right.
and
Yeah,
then you need proof that you have actual hands-on skill.
Now, if
yeah.
I'm not mistaken, Chuck, you got your Part 107, right?
Yeah, but that was easy. We all have that, I think, for the most part.
Hmm.
Actually, I shouldn't say it was easy. It was hard, but the recursive was easy. The
Yeah,
first one was hard.
yeah. Yeah, so that's what I tell folks. You know, I mean, and there's a lot of classes out there that you can take, just like the class I took, and I give it to my crews, the railroad safety class. I mean, I got railroads going all through my city all the time, but I have a certification of a railroad safety personnel that, you know, I know the safety procedures of working around the railroad. And technically, if I was approached by somebody, if I was out near the tracks flying, they would ask me for my certification, which you're supposed to wear on the left hand side of your helmet while you're out there by the tracks. Why, if you're out
Wow.
there
Okay.
if you're doing anything at all, no matter what you're doing, if you're within, I would say roughly the average, they call it the track file area is like 15 feet.
That's like a right
off the
away.
track. Like a right away, yes.
So like, wait. So when I was flying FPV over active railroad tracks that there was no train on it, but they're active.
Mhm.
So I was violating right away.
Well, like I say, it's kind of like the catch-22. If
You
you
know
were
what I mean?
if you were standing out there near the tracks
Yep.
while you're flying, and you're in the right-of-way area of the railroad
Yeah.
property,
Uh-huh.
one of their personnel could have stopped you and says, "Hey, do you have your safety certification?"
Okay, I didn't know that. So that's good to
Yeah.
know, because I didn't know that. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, I'm thinking, if I know where the train's going to be on the tracks and where I am, I'm like, I'm not going to be anywhere near the damn train, but
right.
then there's the legalese of it all.
Right,
away
and
such.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, if you're like me, I live. My housing development is like 500 yards away from the railroad tracks.
Yeah, we have tracks
Okay.
close by too.
Right.
Yep.
So I fly it all the time, but I'm not in the right of way. And like I say, you still
Yeah,
the airspace.
okay.
The airspace
See,
is class G. So I say now, if I was out there standing on the side of the road near the railroad tracks itself, whole different issue.
Okay.
So,
Well, it's good to know, because I mean, ignorance of the law is no excuse, and there I am
Right.
being ignorant and just
Right.
flying,
and then you have
thinking I'm using good judgment. And
right. And
All right, let me go ahead
Not
and
so
welcome
much.
a couple more people in here. We're having the Joint Alarm, Jersey Style, and God Bless America. Thank you for popping in. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the love support. Again, ladies and gentlemen, smash that thumbs up on the stream for me. I really appreciate it.
yeah, there was a video a while back. Jake Sloan did when he went to go visit
Oh,
Chicago,
wait a
and
minute.
he was flying somewhere near the railroad, and he talks about how he had to go through a safety course prior to him being able to fly, because they were out there by the tracks flying.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it wasn't the fact any train was coming through, but if you're out there near those tracks, you got to have a safety class.
So is
Like I
it? I'm not gonna. I don't want to catch you flat-footed, but I'm
Mhm.
wondering, is 15 feet on each side of the tracks right away? Is that, if you're 15
no.
feet away from the center line of the rails or whatever, is that okay? Or
Well, 15 feet is what they call potential foul area. That means if something you could be doing or using could actually obstruct the rails. Now, the right of way could be whatever the railroad owns as far as the property lines.
oh, it's different. Okay.
Yeah,
Because like
so
I was thinking, when I think right away, I'm like, I automatically think, well, I'm in a vehicle. I approach the crossing, the gates come down. I'm thinking that
right.
anything further away from the tracks and the gates would be okay, me physically standing there and flying a drone, but maybe that's not true.
No, like I say, you actually get to look on the engineering maps and be able to see what the railroad actually owns and what is actually we call general property of the city's municipality's property.
Wow, it gets
So-
more
so-
complicated.
Yeah, it gets
gets
very a little
instantly
more
complicated.
complicated. So
Yeah.
that's
Where
what
did
I'm
Tim
saying.
go?
You know,
Oh, where did
Yeah.
Tim go?
He's probably on our Australian internet.
I understand about this.
I had some Mac questions for him. Some
on
Mac
an
Dennis
Apple.
questions
Yeah,
for him.
on an
Yeah.
Apple in Australia, it's automatic.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah,
sure.
that's just like anything else. You know, the actual right of way could be wider. I know railroad right of ways that go up to about 50 feet either side of the rails. But like I said, we call the foul area is usually around 8 to 15 feet of the track itself. And then the crazy thing is, if you have flat sole shoes, they won't let you work around the tracks. You have to have a heeled shoe because the tracks themselves are slippery, and a flat bottom shoe could cause you to slip, fall down, whatever, and you're laying across some tracks. So you have to have a heeled shoe to actually work around the track.
Thank you, Ronnie. God bless America. Appreciate it.
See, the only thing I knew about flying railroad tracks on the drone pilot perspective is that I couldn't fly over the tracks if there's a physical train. I can't fly over a train. I can fly over tracks. I can't fly over the train because that's infrastructure. As far as I know, that's the base. I think that's the basic of it. Basics.
That's not actually
is that not accurate?
Not accurate.
Set me straight.
So, it's not so much that you. It's there are some rail yards that do have restrictive airspace, but that was requested by the rail yard itself, not because all rail yards are restrictive areas. Okay, the one where I live at, is not restricted area. It's on the border of Class B, and the majority of it is all Class G. Now, I flew from the parking structure just outside of the rail yard itself. It actually belongs to the city. But check this out. I had one of the railroad guys still try to approach me because my drone was flying over the yard because they tore down the bridge that goes across it, and I was doing a progression flight of that. And he come ask me questions. Well, hey, I said, hey, this is who I am. This is my license. I even showed a copy of my COA for fly over the whole city of San Bernardino, and nothing he could say about it. You know what I'm saying? So his whole thing was he didn't want some goofball flying over the rail yard if he could prevent it, but he couldn't prevent me from doing it because I had all the.
Lon's kind of with. He's saying there's no general restriction against flying over trains. See, I'm confused. I thought you could fly over the tracks, but not trains or something. But then
no.
I'm just asking. I don't know for sure.
No, there is no hard rule about flying over trains, even when they're moving and stuff. Okay.
So I guess I'm being overly cautious then, because I thought that was
Chuck. I was under the impression as well that you're not supposed to fly over a train while it's moving.
Like I say, it's about common sense in the most part. Okay.
Are we supposed to have that? What?
Well, yeah, one of those rare commodities in our society. But like I say, you can transverse. In other words, as I cross across the tracks, whatever, as the train's going the other direction, no big deal. They don't want you pacing the train right on top of it, you know.
Okay, so this is kind of like when you're flying around people. If you're in translation, you're moving over them, you're not stopping, it's okay. But if you're hovering over or following,
we'll use vehicles. We won't say people. We'll say vehicles.
Vehicles.
Okay, vehicles. People is still a no no matter how you do it, unless you have a certain drone, certain category, all that kind of stuff. You got to meet those qualifications, and even then, you probably have to have a waiver to do that. But I can say, I try to stay away from people in general altogether because you don't want to make.
It's a good idea.
This is a good idea. Like I said, I did a festival event, and what I did was I got there early when there was not much of a crowd. I mapped out the area I want to fly. In other words, I hopped from building to building, trying to negate any of the exposure to the drone of actually flying over people. So I'll go from one building, hover, take a shot I want from there, and then look around, see where the crowds are, people are, then fly to the next building. It was on a college campus, okay? And that's how I was able to do that. So I'm not technically flying over the people on a continuous basis. I'm waiting for the crowd to clear out, whatever, and then move over to the next area and so forth.
Okay. Lon, I think nailed it. Okay.
Yeah, you can't do anything to strike. That's what I say about flying over the top of the train, all that kind of stuff. There you go.
Rule. All right.
Right.
Because if you're flying if you're basically doing a dolly shot and you're pulled back and the train's going, your drone and the train are going like this. Your drone's over
you're
here.
parallel to
You're getting a nice shot off the side. That's
Mhm.
okay. But if
that's fine.
if you're close to the engine and the engineer, not so much.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to be flying, doing a dolly zoom on the engineer.
Right. I get it.
Yeah. That's the thing like that. That's why I say about sometimes you got to use the common sense thing and stuff. But it's like I say, there's going to be very slim to none chance that one of our drones is going to do anything to a train.
Yeah,
but maybe scratch the paint. That's the reality of it. But still, we want to make sure we fly safe whenever we can.
Right.
Let me go ahead and welcome Barkley from 107 Drones. And we have a couple more people here.
And I think it was what's the guy's name? Is it FPV? Real funny. I want to say I want to say Burke or somebody by that name.
Well,
he flew Nurk. Yeah, I mean Nurk.
Nerf.
Yeah,
Nurk. Yeah, he got in trouble for that.
Yeah, because the reason why, because he flew the FPV inside of a boxcar.
He flew it inside the boxcar. That was epic, though. I mean, wrong or not, those shots were amazing.
Right. I mean, it was a great shot, but I mean, now you're interfering with the operation of the train itself.
He didn't touch the sides.
He didn't touch it, but now you're inside of the container itself.
I know. I'm just kidding, but yeah. That was an amazing video. That is an amazing video.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That he got his hand slapped for that, and that's what they're trying to avoid. They don't want people
fined, right? He had a pretty big fine, $10,000 or something.
Was it that much? I thought they kind of lit him up. I think they let him off at the end.
They let him off. Maybe. I don't know if he had to pay.
Yeah, but I said those are the things they don't want to have happen. And I thought it was very rare that he found a train with the doors open like that, because usually they're all shut and stuff.
Yeah, find a sleeping hobo inside.
Yeah, but I have seen some of the doors open that thieves are trying to take all the boxes or whatever from the inside and let the doors open and it's going down the track.
Throw them out the side and get them later.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
So
I haven't been lucky to get any train porn. It makes me feel bad. I never seem to be at the right place at the right time.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's nonstop by my house, man. It's like almost every 15 minutes when those mile-long trains is going by.
Can you get a schedule? Is there any way to get a schedule online to find out? Like when we were in Scotland, I could get the schedule for the Harry Potter train. That was, you can get the Jacobite and find out when it's going to go, and everybody knows, and you're there for it. But any other time,
there is a schedule, because I know when they bring one of those famous engines down, the whole Route 66 was parallels out of Cahoon Pass where I live at. People are just lined up, got their cameras out to take pictures.
That's not common, is it? I mean, like freight trains, you just never.
Yeah, the freight trains are go, but usually there'll be some heads up. It might be some
it's not public knowledge.
Well, community chats. I would say it might be on some Facebook page, because, like I say, when the line comes into California, there's only two main routes. Southern California, say, it's going to be parallel to Interstate 40 or parallel to Interstate 10. Those are the two main rail lines that come into Southern California. And I think there's another one that goes in the Owls area that parallels Interstate 80, which is the northern route. And so that thing stops coming like Needles, California, in the desert. It'll come off Yermo. It'll come into Barstow, and then coming down towards my area, San Bernardino, Cahoon Pass, all that kind of stuff. So it's like the word gets out, and I mean the whole Route 66 will just be lined with cars, with people with their cameras out to take pictures of whatever this famous engine is coming down and stuff.
Wow. Lon's loading us up with really good stuff in the chat.
And like you said, the key word is sustained flight over moving vehicles when operating outside a closed or restricted access site.
Lon is very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
He should be. He's been in the game long enough. He should know.
Make me feel bad. I don't know.
Now, Dre, when it comes to the original smart controller, I can actually download third-party app to that one, right?
You can.
You can put on the Litchi app on it.
There are it's not Google certified, so you Oh,
gotta
you know your
upload
smart
the API.
controller. What was the website that had the you could make it kind of like fake Google certified? It would
Well,
basically have Google
that's the
Play Store and
difference
everything.
because when you put Litchi on it, you have to go through the Amazon.
Well, that's what I did with mine. Yeah,
APK.
I use
Yeah.
Amazon because then I could put it on any one of my devices. I wasn't locked in. Right. That's
Right. Yeah.
just a good workaround anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's if you go to Litchi's site, that is the route they tell you to use. Is go through the Amazon APK. You download that, go into their store, you buy it, and then you download it directly.
Well, and you can still load it on your Android phone that way too. So if you use Google Play Store and bought it, paid $25 or whatever dollars, then you have to buy it again to put it on the smart controller.
Yeah. Well,
Whereas
that
if you
happens.
use Amazon Store,
Mm-hmm.
you can just put it on all your stuff. You
Yeah.
have to put the Amazon Play Store on to get.
Who's that, Dre? You know that? Kind of resembles Max.
I guess I look like Max 420. Does that mean I'm married to Cameron Jean also?
Let me check that out. I don't even know.
Bob
who
doesn't
that
fly
is.
through open cars.
Max.
Good, that's good, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the smart controller you can put, like Dre said, you can put apps on it. But if they're ones that require Google Play Store, then you're kind of out of luck. Unless I gotta find that. There's this probably somebody knows in the chat. I just can't remember, but I can find it.
Yeah, for me, the only apps I really wanted to put on there don't work with, and that was Drone Deploy and the Pix 4D acts funny. Sometimes it works, sometimes it'll shut off on you, so I don't fool with it.
Here it is. Yeah, I did this and it was okay, but I mean, I do think it taxes the free resources of the smart controller because it's always been kind of limited. But
yes,
here I can put it in the chat. This is the link. You guys have all seen this probably. I threw it in the chat. It's Certified Aerials that has the how-to.
Okay.
And you have to follow it right to the letter. I mean, it's tricky.
Yeah.
It's like you have to do things very fast. So it's kind of in imperfect order. So you have to follow the instructions exactly. And as Lon knows, I hate following instructions, so it took me like 6 tries to get it to go because I'm like,
it's something else.
It's very, 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 very specific to what you have to do. But
and
Adrian, you could try that. You could give that a whirl if you want to give it a try.
Yeah, and I think that's because of the limited resources on the smart controller that you got to follow to the letter because you can't. Just like when I did my other one today, I updated it to my Mavic 2 Pro, and I had to delete a lot of pictures and old files that are on it to get room for the update
queue and the cache. And actually, with the smart controller to make it Google, you have to do a factory data reset first. You have to wipe it. So if you're not willing to wipe your smart controller, then right there it's game over.
Yeah. Well, that's something else.
I did it for a while.
So Al, how did that was that a test run of the Mavic 3 Enterprise you did the other day? You were doing a mapping job?
That was at the gig I do at Napa.
Okay.
I was so jealous you were in Napa, by the way.
Now, so what about the one in Zoomtopia, Aldi? What drone did you use?
I used a Cine on that because they wanted ProRes 422.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So how did the mapping job come out?
Came out good. A 2D map. I threw some 360 like points of reference on there through Memento 360. And like I do, I just send the assets through a web page and boom, they get it.
Cool. That's cool. So did you? Well, I know you're eventually going to do. I don't know if you had or not now, but I'm sure you're going to compare your Phantom to the Enterprise, the Mavic 3 Enterprise, and see what the difference is.
I won't do a video because that's just not my cup of tea. I don't do that stuff. I leave it to Recovery One Drone and Adrian Mateo.
Well, like I said, I'm sure you'll come on here and tell me.
Oh no, it's faster. It's faster than the Phantom 4 Pro. It locks on to SATs a lot faster. But the Phantom 4 Pro has other things that it does well. You know what I mean? I'll never get rid of the one I have.
Hey, brother Brent, Emo Possum, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for popping in, sir. So, Dre, that M30T, how's that beast working out for you? Still kicking ass?
Oh yeah, it's doing just fine, dude. Doing just fine.
I want to know why I have issues. Why did Manny said that? We have issues. These guys have issues. Make me reach in there and grab you, dude.
Who says we have issues?
Just Maddie's joking around.
He's just kidding around. Everybody has stuff. Everybody has
like
stuff.
I said, when I did that little short video other day this week before when the rain was coming on, it was a light rain on Monday, so I took it out then and started to fly a little bit.
Sorry,
and we have
I was reading Maddie's comment. Sorry.
Yeah, we have a channel called Warm Creek that runs down through the middle of the city, and it's a warm spring creek. So when it gets real cold, you can see the steam coming off the water.
That's awesome in the morning here too.
But the homeless like it because they can bathe in it. So I flew from behind the courthouse all the way down about a quarter of a mile to where the stream goes underground underneath the fairgrounds in my city to check on the status of the homeless people, make sure they're not down in the water, because we knew we was gonna have a big storm coming in, and we didn't want to do no water rescues on anybody or whatever the case may be. So I flew out for that, and then like I say, we had a big storm. I think it was Tuesday. We got like something like 3 inches of water in a 24-hour period. And that next day I took it out and I showed that video of me showing the blowouts of a couple of basins that got destroyed.
I heard they use the thermal part to see anybody out there.
Well, I if I see something, I can go to thermal, but the zoom is all I really need. I'm out there. I'm flying at about 350 plus feet, and I'm zoomed in at 5 times, and I can see everything I need to see.
So that's 5 times
they probably
optical?
didn't even know. They couldn't even hear
it's 18 optical.
Jeez, I didn't know that. That's incredible.
Yeah, that thing's 18 optical on that thing. So
badass.
I mean, the standard view is 5, and I'm at 350 feet at 5 times.
You're pulling right in.
Yeah, I'm pulling right
nose hairs.
Right, I'm looking right about, if I was flying maybe about, I would say maybe 100 feet at 5 times. If I see some movement or I see like a color, like a tint or something like that, then I can punch in a little harder or whatever. And like I said, the pictures I took of those basins, I think I explained on one part that I zoomed in like 40 times of where this guy's small little road got washed out by the basin failure and everything, all the debris. And it was a shot clear as day, dude. Clear as day. And I got a real close-up shot of the basin to where the water just blew all the dirt out and stuff on 2 pieces. One had the inlet pipe completely exposed for about 25, 30 feet on that. And I was about 300 something feet in the air, almost about another 500 feet back, and able to punch in that hard and get a crystal clear shot and stuff. So it's like I say, it's a drone that it does everything I needed to do and what I wanted to do and stuff, without putting the drone itself in a precarious situation or fly it where I'm endangering or obstructing something else. So you can keep back out of the way and just be able to punch it in with no problem.
Hey, brother James Morgan, thank you for popping in, buddy.
Whoa.
So Chuck, you're pretty much down to just the Avata, the DJI FPV, Mavic 2 Pro, and the Mavic 3.
Just, well, my fleet is Mavic 3, Mini 3 Pro, and the original DJI FPV. And then Lori has assumed the Mavic. I'm sorry, Lori has assumed the Mini 2. That's hers, and she has the Avata. That's her fleet.
So you bought the Flying Frog, the Mini 3 Pro. I'll be damned.
I bought what?
The Flying Frog, the Mini 3 Pro.
Yeah, I have a Mini 3 Pro. That's a great little drone. I bought it because I knew
No, the hell is not. No, it's not.
I knew I was going to England and I needed it to get a few shots, and that was my excuse. I always need an excuse to buy a drone. That was my excuse.
Hey, brother, drone on the bayou. Thank you for popping in, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Really, you don't like? You've had issues with Mini 3, Adrian?
No, I just don't like the design. I think it's a crappy ass, ugly looking drone.
It is ugly.
Can I say something? Who the hell looks
ugly
at their drone when they're flying? Only this. I mean, not to look at it because it's beautiful or ugly, but damn.
So, like I was saying, Chuck,
it gets the job done. Is what I like about it. It's very. The cool thing about Mini 3 Pro is it's nobody cares that it's in the air around them because it's small. It seems harmless. It's quiet. You take it up about 100 feet above the ground, and nobody cares that it's around. And the camera.
Night Train hit it on the head. Sorry to
What'd he say?
interrupt. I just wanted to say that when you look.
Oh, nice, yeah. The Mini 3 Pro's camera is pretty good. I mean, it's not Mavic 3 Pro. I mean, nothing is Mavic 3, but the camera's pretty good, and it's just a very capable little drone. And if I didn't have an Air 2S,
awesome.
If I had an Air 2S, I wouldn't have bought Mini 3 Pro, but I didn't have one.
I actually thought you did.
No, I skipped Air 2S. I skipped Air 2 and Air 2S. Air 3, they've been talking about Air 3. I think Art's show was talking about Air 3.
I think there's a wish list.
I don't know.
Paul Murray. We'll appreciate it.
Yeah, but if I had Air 2S is still a great drone. If I had one, I'd be like I'd have a hard time justifying getting even the Mavic 3, except the 4/3 sensor would have taken my money eventually.
Now, how much
bigger sensor, better image? Yes,
right. Yeah, and that Mavic 3,
Bob said, he didn't make the jump from the Air 2S to the Classic. I would think the Classic's far more superior than the Air 2S.
The classic that's a smart marketing move, because it's finally going to get the people that have been hanging on to their Mavic 2 Pros, and it's finally going to bring them over to the dark side of Mavic 3. There's no reason not to anymore.
Hey, didn't the tele lens, Explorer lens, had D-Log at one time? I mean, I've never used it.
I don't think.
Could have swore it had D-Log.
Did they turn it on? Because I rarely use.
Now it's back to auto. Yeah, I don't think anybody does.
I rarely use the tele. I've used it like twice, and it's great for exploring. I admit the exploring feature is kind of cool.
Hey, brother Marty, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
Wow.
It's kind of scary with you in the dark. What are you
talking
doing?
about ugly drones? So I figured I'd jump on and make myself look pretty.
And stay in the dark?
Looking at your drone from fucking 300 feet high. Like, oh my God, it's so ugly.
That's Adrian.
Sick. Like, if a woman comes over, you're going to hide it in the closet or something?
Mini 3 Pro is a goofy looking drone, but man, it's just, they packed all that crap into that box. It's amazing.
You can adjust the sharpening and noise reduction, something you cannot do on the Mavic 3.
Not yet. I don't know if I can add that in firmware or not, but yeah.
So it's actually a little capable camera, I'm telling you.
I used it in London. I was flying Tower Bridge, and I showed some of the shots to my friend Keith in Thailand, and he was like, "Holy expletive!" He said, "You used Mini 3 for this?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Look at the detail on that shot, Chuck. Oh my God." He's like, he was blown away. He's blown away.
Hey, Bob, you can always get a refurbished Mavic 3. There's nothing wrong with the refurbished line.
I've thought about doing that over getting the Classic. I thought about getting... Whoa, what was that?
That was my phone.
It was loud. Yeah, I've thought about getting a refurbished Mavic 3 instead of the Classic, because then I could have... Well, I don't need the zoom lens, but I'm kind of like stupid like that. Like, why not have it? Better to have it and not need it than need it.
That's why I'm making that decision to go up to the 3 instead of the Classic, is because I'd rather have that tele lens and not need it than need it and not have it.
Yeah, it's a little tough to use with you have to get special, and like I use a VND on mine, and if you're going to use the tele lens for anything like for your footage, you're going to have to bring it down and back off the VND, because the minute you switch to the tele, everything's gonna be way too dark. So but you can get split ND lenses now, I believe. Al, have you tried those, the split lenses where they have like so you have two different NDs, like you might have an ND 16 for your 4/3, and then you have a lower ND for your tele lens?
Tele lens? No, I don't have those. I
think they exist now.
Hey, Marty,
no, you're right. I think they do.
Left?
No,
what?
he's just joking.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you thought he was serious?
Yeah, I thought he was serious when he said he was gone.
It's because I came on. He's still here.
How you doing, brother Charles Goloski? Thank you for popping in, buddy. Now, Chuck, the Micro Four Thirds camera on the Mavic 3, that's pretty amazing.
That's a really good camera.
I mean, I've never it's great.
I've never been mad at the camera. I was mad at the airframe for a long time, but they fixed it. And even the thing that annoyed me the most was how darn long I had to wait for GPS to lock when it came out. And it's fine now. I mean, maybe it's not as fast as like some of the other drones, but
that was my main problem with me. That was my main problem. So the reason why I didn't get it when it first came out.
yeah, it really was exceptionally long and slow, depending
those
on
Expo settings definitely help. I've got the Air 2S dialed in on those Expo settings.
Yes, if you throttle back Expo, you can make it butter. You'll turn it into butter.
Yes. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then the gimbal, back off the gimbal too. Change the pitchiness and the smoothness, and you'll never get that kind of that hard stop on your gimbal. You know, it's like
you got a better yaw speed and better flow of the yaw. Everything.
You can do all that stuff, and you'll butter.
So, Matty, you sound like you actually tune it in pretty good.
Yeah.
You
change your gain in Expo. You can change your yaw settings to where you don't need as much stick to do as much yawing, and it smooths out. Instead of coming to a complete stop, it'll smooth itself out, so you can kind of stop short.
Okay.
And then on your Expo settings, like moving forward or backwards, you can set it to where you don't have to give so much stick command. To like, if you start off slow with the stick, it'll start itself slow instead of darting right off the bat.
Yeah, you can flatten the curves.
Everything smoother.
You can flatten all the curves if you want to. And the cool thing with Fly, and I never thought I'd say I liked Fly at all, but the cool thing is you can actually set it up for Cine, Normal, and Sport. So Sport, you can have things like balls to the wall, super fast. Like you flip it in the Sport when like that rogue seagull starts to come towards you, and you send like.
See, I set my Sport kind of the same as I set my Normal and Cine. Everything is smooth except for the speed. That way,
that's what I have. I kept yaw slow on. For me, I kept yaw slow.
You could still do,
but everything else, I wanted to be able to get out and get away.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you did the same thing as me, Maddie. That's what I was doing.
So let me welcome a couple of people. Hey guys, let me welcome. We got Mr. Charles Goluski. We also have Drones and Eagles. Thank you for popping in. Really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. See somebody else. Did I miss somebody else? Nope. Got everybody. Hey Andrew, how you doing, bro? Thank you for popping in, man.
Did Jim Droning say something?
I need to step mine up too, like that.
I can't quite read what he wrote because it's bullshit. But anyway, moving right along.
What is it?
Yeah, it's bullshit.
He said Chuck's was the only one that had a problem.
If that was true, DJI wouldn't have been so eager to see all my flight logs from all my stuff, and then throw me a card charger and just a little bit of gratitude for helping. I don't think it's just me. Anyway, now I don't know about you guys, but now like the Mavic 3 connects to satellites in about a minute, I would say. But I don't know you guys. I usually start the drone first, and it takes me about a minute or two to get everything ready before I can get the drone up in the air. Anyway,
it's pretty fast. Well, faster than what it was when it first got it. So
it's way faster. I was actually waiting up to 10 minutes in some cases where I was. It was insane.
Yeah, some people used to wait a long time, like.
Usually 5 minutes on average.
At the point, like your battery will be charged, and then you literally.
It was really bad. So like 5 minutes. 5 minutes was annoying, but there were times where I'd sit there and I'd wait. And this is winter time, it's freezing cold. I'm like, damn it, is this thing ever gonna let me take off? Come on. And I was starting to think that there was something up with my drone. You guys had me convinced.
Your Nightbot got another member there, buddy.
Nice.
Serious?
That Nightbot's an asshole.
Who else?
It's got a
drones
setting.
Are eagles.
There's a setting. There's a setting. If you put too many emojis, it'll time you out for 5 seconds. You have to change that setting.
Adrian, how come you have that on there? What's going on, Adrian? Man. Why do you need to do
that? Sorry, Jim. Taking the piss. Sorry, he was taking the piss out of me. I wanted to take the piss out of him. But anyway, I do think the Classic's going to sell pretty well because I don't think the Mavic 3 is selling that great. But I think it's going to be around a while. Don't you guys think it's going to be around another year or two, kind of like Mavic 2 Pro? Because the Enterprise just came out.
I think the Mavic 3 is going to be around for quite some time.
A couple of years, I'm guessing, from now. I'm thinking 2 years from now. Then maybe a Mavic 4. Maybe.
We'll see an Air 3 before we see a Mavic 4.
I think the next Cine drone will have a removable storage method, unlike Mavic 3 Cine, where the storage is fixed in there. It's just a hunch.
Now, I thought the Inspire 2s will be coming out, isn't it?
Oh, the Inspire 3, yeah.
Inspire 3.
They're sitting on the shelves, from what I understand. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hey, let me go ahead and welcome
in the beginning,
Mr.
you couldn't get them.
Nadell. Thank you for popping in, buddy. Really appreciate it, man.
That's a big platform, Dre. I had the Inspire 1, the Inspire V2, and the Inspire 2. also because it was just too big and too much for what I needed.
Right.
But I
Inspire
could see
3, it's going to be a $20,000 drone with a gimbal
Oh
on it.
yeah,
Easily.
for movies and stuff
Easily.
like that.
Yeah, that's for the good stuff.
So let me go ahead and welcome 2 more people. We got Uncle Bill's Toys and Jay Santiago. Thank you for popping in. I really appreciate it.
Okay, Bob has a question, Adrian. Why don't you pop that up on your screen? He's asking who in the chat's going to buy the class.
So who is
That is a
going to
good
buy
question.
the classic?
Well,
I think you are, Chuck. I think you're going to get one.
No. I might buy a refurbished Mavic 3 though to kind of be my redundant Mavic 3.
Is that the classic, a refurbished classic?
No,
Yeah,
because
some of the original.
right now you can buy a refurbished Mavic 3 for just a few bucks more than what a brand new classic costs.
Well, you already have one.
And, huh?
Don't you already have a Mavic 3?
I have a Mavic 3, but I had 2 Mavic 2 Pros also, and I don't
wants a
mind carrying.
backup.
Yeah, redundancy, man.
Hey,
what we
brother,
all
Hunters,
say.
thank you for popping in.
I know.
I love it.
I know. I'm sorry, Al. It's
can't-
true though. It's a disease.
I can't
It's-
justify
I hear
buying
you.
a Mavic 3
I
Classic
hear you.
when I can buy a Mavic 3 for $300 more. I can't do it. I just can't justify it.
Yeah, the tele lens though, I don't know. I mean, I've only probably used it once, and then when I realized the footage from it wasn't that great, I stopped attempting to use it.
Got good stuff in Alaska with it on one time.
Did you?
I really just one shot. So out of all the times I've flown the Mavic 3, I have
Like
one
a
shot that
parallax
was I was like, wow, that's cool. And then I used it in one of the vlogs, but that's about it. But the rest of the time it's just for exploring, like scoping stuff out. Do I want to fly out to that or don't I? And I think that's what DJI intended it to be used for.
I can just imagine getting a job down here where I had to search for something and not have that tele lens and not
Good
be able
point,
to
yeah,
zoom in
yeah.
on certain subjects.
Telelens is cool, but for actual cinematography stuff, you're not.
No,
gonna use
that's
it
not
that
what it.
much.
Yeah, that's what I would.
But you
That's
can,
not what I would
you
use
can.
it for.
You can in limited use. You can use it for that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can. Not for everything.
but right now the Air 2S, I'm perfectly happy.
Your
with.
Air 2S is a great drone. I mean,
I love it.
Right now, that's the only one you have, Marty, besides your FPV, the Air 2S,
Air 2S and the Mini 2.
the Mini 2. Okay.
Mini
Yeah,
2 is
the
good
Mini 2 is actually TJ's. Teej Giggles.
So that's what's cool about having the Mini 2
Did he
and the
give
Air
it to you?
2S is they can both
No,
be
I'm trying
on.
to fix it. There's something wrong with the IMU on it. It's got it keeps popping up navigation system error, and it'll hover for a little while perfectly fine, and then all of a sudden it'll just start moving up, and then it'll come back down, and then it'll
What?
go back up. So I was trying to play with it to see if I could fix it. I took the wrap off of it and everything. Now it doesn't do it as much, but yeah, it'll just start rising for no reason.
So
Hey,
that's
let me
the,
tell you what to do to fix it. You want to know what to fix it? And Adrian always laughed at me, and everybody in here will probably start laughing. Cold compass calibration, cold IMU calibration. Put your fucking drone in the refrigerator for like 5 minutes. I'm telling you.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
And then take it out and then do an IMU calibration right away. All right, and then go out and
Why
do
is
a
that?
compass calibration because it's got that barometer on it and the
Well,
temperature variation. I'm telling you,
the
it
barometer
works.
is how it knows how high or how that's how it.
Well, it's
senses the pressure
adjusting,
change
right?
For height,
It's
right?
kind of going up and down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I'm
telling you,
temperature
give it
has
a go.
something to do with that.
I
Give
thought
it a
maybe
go,
the
I'm telling
barometer
you.
itself had a problem, and
I'll try it.
anyway, yeah, interesting.
But yeah, other than that, all I have is the Air 2S. And a
Can you
Fumi
use,
X8 SE 2020, which I plan on doing some fun shit with at the South Florida Drone Meetup.
You
Well,
fixed
Eric's-
your nozzle, didn't you?
Air 2S works on smart controller,
Yeah.
doesn't it? The original smart controller.
The what?
Yeah.
Air 2S and Mavic 2, I'm sorry, Air 2S and Mini 2 both work on the original smart controller.
They
Yeah.
also work on the RC Pro and the new
Well,
RC.
Well, not Mini 2, but
No,
yeah,
but the
Air
Air
2S will
2S.
work on RC Pro and the new DJI.
I want the
RC.
RC. Yeah, I don't want the RC. I don't need the RC Pro. The RC is just fine.
In the
Hey,
States
maybe
here
Lon
it
can.
is.
I don't mean to interrupt. Lon, you can answer this question. I could have swear to God that the tele lens had the ability to shoot in D-Log at one time.
Yeah, can it? Because I never
And
tried.
manual set. I could have swore that. I could have, but I could be wrong. You know, it's not like it's never happened before. So if Lon knows the answer or anybody, I could have swore it had D-Log.
I
The
just don't
ability.
remember if I ever tried.
And that's because no one ever.
I know
He's like
there was an
one.
update that made it allowed it to work with manual settings, right?
Yeah, I could have swore that, dude. I could have
that's
swore.
Yeah,
what I
manual
thought.
settings, but I didn't know. If it
I
was
thought D-Log
or
was
not.
in it too.
Oh,
I'm not
snap.
sure.
Hey, brother Chris Hub, how you doing,
Maybe
bro?
someone
Thank you for
knows.
popping in,
Chime in.
sir.
Hey,
That
Chris.
Lon's right. It does. The Air 2S works on every single remote. It works on the original Smart Controller RC Pro, the DJI RC.
Let me ask you this, Chuck. Do you still do a lot of flying in D-Log?
Yeah, I love D-Log.
You like D-Log?
Mm-hmm. I like making things. I like making things difficult on myself. So everything.
Yeah,
anything to make the hill steeper is like it's. Well, I mean, it seems like that's what I'm doing to myself. I mean,
because now you got a color grade.
Well, yeah, but the niche that Lori and I are in is probably one of the most competitive niches out there, and everybody thinks they're going to be able to quit their day jobs and travel vlog, and we don't think that's going to happen to us. But it makes it really miserable to get seen. But anyway, yeah, no, I like the whole process. So I'm trying to learn the entire process. I want to really figure this out. And now, I don't. You guys probably do too. When you go to movies, you spot all the drone shots and you analyze, and not just drone shots. You analyze movies. You look at what they're doing and like how'd they get that shot. You know, whether it's
I yell it to the wife
whatever.
all the time. That's a drone shot, and she doesn't give two shits. But at least
Lori,
I yelled it.
it's funny. Lori does now. It's funny. Lori does. It's great. We actually take notes, and then like I'll be like, Lori, look, the camera's always moving. Look how the camera's always moving. And this one movie we watched, it was Darling. What was it?
Hey,
Don't worry, darling. The camera was always moving, even on ground shots. It was always moving.
Right.
But, wow, that's really cool. It's always moving to keep you
engaged.
engaged.
That's slow dolly in and pulling back.
Yeah,
like
and it's like
it's always moving.
Always moving. Yep. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you start to pay attention to, and you're like, how could I possibly do that myself? And you're like, well, shit, you can't.
Well, that's why I said when you got extra people to go with you, that's when you can do
and that's
stuff
when you're like, Lori and I are like, wow, we really need a crew.
Yeah,
you got one guy flying a drone and somebody else running the camera probably.
Well, I mean, you can do a lot of that cool stuff if you're not talking, you can do shots like that with your drone. Like I flew Lori in Scotland. I flew her with the Mavic 2 Pro, and doing close up like people shots.
Right.
And yeah, you can get those shots.
Yeah.
But,
well, like I said, a lot of times you have to stage these shots. Like I said,
we did. We staged them. We said, okay, you're going to go over here and do this, and I'm going to fly here, and then okay, go do it. And then it's like I'm like directing Lori, and then she'd go over and I'd film it and fly it.
Right. Then when you go into post activities, you're editing when you all put together, and it looks like one shot, but there's actually several separate stage shots that you edit together to make it look like one shot.
Yeah, we just thought it through. We were there on site. We're like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this one over here, and this one over here. I'm gonna fly through this archway over here, and blah blah blah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where, like I say, I always tell people where you got to kind of like pre-plan before you go to somewhere. You got to kind of pre-plan and almost think about what shots you want to capture, and then go out to accomplish it. Because what you're really fighting is time.
Yeah, every time.
Because the sun is moving all the time. That means you can't
golden
wait
hours
3 or 4 hours.
When is an hour?
Right. You can't wait 3 or 4 hours because now we put the shots together. It's not going to match because now you got a shadow over here. Now the shadow's over there. And the sun reflects and all this kind of stuff. So like you got to get all the shots in around the same time. So when you edit them all together, it looks like one continuous shot.
Well, it's not just that, Dre. The other problem is when you're on vacation, you only have limited time anyway. You got to get in and get out, and like so you got. It's like it turns. We call our vacations vlogcations now because they're like half work, half play.
I'd tell you a good show to watch for stuff like that is the old Top Gear characters. With, those clowns. Yeah, I'm talking about the three. They got their own little thing on Prime now with Jeremy and the rest of them and stuff. Where those guys get into so much buffoonery, it is just nonsense. You wonder all the GoPro cameras they have set up on all those cars and everything else, and some of the stuff has got to be staged because they would just tear up so much equipment and it was actually all live shots.
Lori and I have 4 action cameras now. But anyway, like the action. That's on a magnet mount. They get stuck on the roof of the car all kinds of times. I'll stick that on the roof, let it roll. And then put one on the dash, have a pocket two facing us in the car, and have everything rolling. It looks if you walk up to our Jeep on vacation, it's like, holy shit, what's going on? This thing's like a cameras and.
Yeah, you guys got a Discovery Channel or something.
They love that camera being in front of. Hey, what's up, Tom?
How you doing, Tom?
Dre.
Hey,
Adrian.
Tom.
Al, Chuck. Hey, welcome back to Terra Firma, Chuck. Where are you traveling to next? What's up, Matty?
Trying to figure that out.
Hey, buddy.
Look who's talking, Mr. Arizona himself.
Arizona. You can't even get the state right. Okay.
Well, you were in Arizona for almost a month.
No.
Now you're back in Nevada.
Oh, that's what he was
10
saying.
days.
10 days. But he
10
put
days
enough
was
video.
more than enough to be in Arizona. Believe me.
But like I say, Chuck, you would swear the amount of videos he was there a month.
It's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I did that with Scotland. We were there 2 weeks, and I made like 14 or 15 videos out of that stuff. But we were filming every day.
I thought he was going to go for a second retirement home down there. He spent so much time.
That's not a half bad idea.
Well,
Tom.
we almost purchased what you would call a second retirement home, a Class A RV.
Mm-hmm.
We went to our first RV rally. There were 175 RVs and Family Motor Coach Association. So we met a lot of great people. But they also had an RV dealer there, Mesa RV, and they had, I think it was close to 50 RVs set up. And we walked into one of the Class A's, a Rockstar bus, and the wife said, "This is the one." And I go, "Really? Why?" She goes, "Because I have sheets that fit this one." And I was like, gotta put that in the right column there. Okay.
Yeah, check that box.
Now, Tom, Chuck, and Aldiaz, how you guys liking that the Avata?
You mean Lori's?
I'm a madman with the Avata. I love
riot.
it.
Yeah, it's a blast to fly when it's not windy.
It's the most fun I can have with my clothes on.
Oh, okay, wow, like that, huh?
Well, I mean,
okay, that's
quite
pushing
that
the
much,
envelope a little.
Maybe that's an exaggeration, but it is a lot of fun and
Just, Chuck, make sure you keep your clothes on too.
Yeah, thank God. I don't want to scare anybody.
Flying goggles without clothes on is really
dangerous. Yeah, it'll be a hypothermia risk pretty soon here. Frostbite.
I have a gadget to show you guys, so hold on. I'm going to go off cam.
Talking about
I copied you, Tom. I have 4 batteries now.
I think Adrian wants our approval to purchase. Go ahead and get it, Adrian. It looks pretty when it's up close.
Just get one. It's unlike the original FPV. It's like a tank. You can bounce it off stuff, and it comes back for more. Like, try harder to break me. It's a great.
Your neighbors
drone.
would accept it too.
I don't know. It's freaking loud.
It's not louder than my ProTech 35. I could tell you.
The thing is freaking loud. It sounds like a dustbuster, like a really.
Oh yeah. It screams.
So it makes the original air seem quiet.
It's fun. It is fun. That's it is fun. Sure.
It does
Tom,
a great job.
You still flying that with the motion controller? Tom,
so I want to show you that the dildo got an accessary.
Oh,
the rubber case. Oh yeah, Scotty makes stuff, right?
Yep, Scotty sent me one.
What?
That's scary looking now.
What is that?
Put it up again.
I was going to say something.
Let me see it again,
I was going to say something I'm not going to.
Yeah, I'm going to
go get a shot of vodka. Then we'll look at
cool
it
as shit.
I'm going to get it back up on screen.
You stick that on the shower wall or something? I mean,
let him explain, and you'll understand it after you hear it.
I'm kidding.
So you can put it on. I had it on the tailgate of the truck. Okay.
So does it stick on it?
It's magnet?
How do you have it?
No, it's got a non-skid on the bottom.
Oh, that's non-skid. It was magnet
right?
for a second.
But it also has an area for straps. So if you're sitting in a lawn chair, you can actually strap it to your thigh.
To your leg?
Yeah.
But I thought the beauty of motion controller was it's kind of like it's a virtual stick. You don't need anything on the device.
But here's let me explain what the number one problem I've seen people attempting to use the motion controller and flailing their arms all over the place.
Well, that's just practice to get that sorted out, though.
Right. What this does is this brings you back to reality. Look, I think it's a gadget, but I think it's a pretty good.
It's got a spring on
Exactly,
it.
Lon. Exactly, man. Exactly.
I missed that. Wait.
Hey,
That's
Tom.
why I said you
there's a
stick it on the
strap on.
bathroom, like on the shower wall.
Yeah, you pretty
Get
much
rid of
nailed
that
it.
shit. Get rid of
Ron,
it.
if you want to back into this proposition, that's up to you, dude. Okay.
Sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm just teasing.
So
really.
basically, here's what it is. It's a quarter 20. Ball head.
Yep. Yeah,
on
it's what.
a
Yep.
spring mount.
Yep.
What it does do is it forces you to stay within the axes.
I gotcha.
Okay. So it's more like flying a yoke controlled aircraft, manned aircraft. Okay.
Tom, I got a question for you. Are you wearing a brown leather jacket and glasses when you're flying that?
Dude, and I got my hair slicked back.
YMCA.
But I'm not wearing an anti-G suit yet.
Sorry.
Okay.
He's not the
give it
Indian.
time.
He's the
But
cop.
you know the person that's kicking himself and probably gonna file a lawsuit behind that. The guy who came out with this stick.
I was just gonna say that.
About four
astronaut.
The aviator thing.
I forgot.
Right.
It started with didn't his name start with a P or something like that? Or P. I forgot what his fucking name was. What am I talking about?
The difference between the aviator and this thing Tom has actually can help somebody that if they are struggling with using the motion controller correctly, it takes care of that problem.
Yeah, I'm just saying
you do tend to swing it around if you're not like.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that the guy came out and had it for the wrong type of drone. Now this is a perfect fit for a Avata or FPV style aircraft, and now this guy's gonna say DJI, whoever made this, stole my idea.
Hey, have any of you guys used motion?
But I didn't think he had the right patents on it anyway, because basically what he did was steal the drawings from the Logitech.
Mm-hmm.
Joystick. That's all that was.
Well, I think it's the application part, but that inside of that, they worked with a flying drone. The Logitech was always computer based.
Yeah, but I doubt he even because I bought that early on to try it to see if it had any. But you know what? It's I believe it's still floating around within New York City 5-borough drone group.
Hey, have any of you guys
flown permanent loan?
Anybody flown the original
Xavier still has it?
Somebody's got it, yeah.
Has anybody flown the original FPV with the motion controller and actually enjoyed the experience? Because I never did.
I did. Yeah.
Did you?
A lot of people that have.
Because I think the Avata's a lot. It's a much better experience with the Avata than it was.
You know what this actually? I got to tell you, Chuck. I tried this yesterday for the first time. Okay, I made like a 40-second video of just flying with it, and one thing I wanted to do was go up a street and then over my vehicle. Right.
Okay. Yep.
And the one thing I found with this was I got the drone down according to the telemetry on the drone itself.
Yeah.
Okay. To a half a foot. Okay. It said 0.5 feet above the asphalt.
Skimming.
And I was able to just hold it there.
I was going to ask, how's the tension in that spring?
There's plenty of tension in it, Maddie. Plenty of tension. So, just being able to hold it in that position and then swoop up when I wanted.
Yeah.
So
what about head tracking? Are you using head tracking with the goggles too?
Head tracking. Let me tell you about head tracking. Head tracking is great in my neighborhood because I'm in the open desert here.
Yep.
Chuck. But
don't do it in a heavy populated area.
Real careful of your surroundings. I use head tracking in God Spring, and I have a video up. Bob Dempsey from Old Farts. We met up out there. And I wound up going through a series of wires. Well, it was unplanned going through the series of wires. But when I turned my head, there they were. So,
there you go. Off you go through.
So that's what you got to be careful of with head tracking. Now, I think head tracking, where I think it would really work? Max, I don't know if Max is on or Tammy's on, but I know they're doing a lot of drifting. Coverage, okay, with the cars.
That would work.
That would work great because as you're flying along, you can then keep turning towards the vehicle with your head, and the drone actually, the drone actually spins but continues flying in the direction that you're aimed at. But
I have not experienced. Yeah, I
So
haven't
it's as
experienced or
close to
experimented
tracking as
with.
you're going to get with a Nevada.
Now, will head tracking work with the old V2s?
I haven't tried it. Okay, I don't know that it's capable.
They
No,
said
either.
that they said in the past that it would do head tracking, but I don't think they ever updated it to
Nobody
do it.
updated the V2s.
It's not.
to
Let's
it.
put it this way: it's not in the menu. It's not in the menu.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Hey, Tom, I have a question. Do you ever have plans to get an actual remote?
I have one.
Oh,
I've
okay.
flown
even from the
with that.
But you,
FPV.
I had it from
prefer
the
to fly
original
with,
FPV.
Yeah, that's how I
but
have
you
mine
prefer to
too.
fly with the motion control?
Yeah, I do because I feel I can get more cinematic shots with that. Look, things I'm not doing. I'm not doing flips and barrel rolls. Okay?
You're
Never
flying
plan
like
to.
me, like helicopter
I
type
don't
stuff.
feel that they're cinematic. Okay?
They're
You know,
not.
they're great to experience, but there's nothing cinematic about it. So I like the ability to like surf the ridges of the mountains and stuff like that, and this thing gives me that immersive feel that I don't get with the
with a
with the
camera
RC,
drone.
you know, with the regular
With the
controller.
control?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've never flown with it, and in fact, it's still
Understandable.
in the box. You know, I just don't.
What
don't.
the motion
RC?
The
control?
motion control? I've never, but I hear
Oh,
all you
motion
guys
control.
saying, "Oh, it's great to fly with. It's
I-
awesome," and then you're telling me you have the controller, the controller, the new controller, and never use it. So I'm kind of shocked by that.
I've used it. Okay, I wanted to experience manual flight with the Avata. I've used it. Of course, you can't fly manual with the motion controller. I've used it. I've enjoyed a little bit of it, but I got to be honest with you. For what I enjoy doing with it, the motion controller fits. And
Yeah, I
going,
mean,
you know,
I'm
if
with
you've ever
you, Tom.
flown a yoke-controlled aircraft, manned aircraft, this is as close as you're coming.
I just remember the old Coleco sticks. You remember Coleco?
Yes.
Activision Coleco?
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Yeah. No, I'm with you,
Yeah.
Tom. I feel the same way because I find the Avata, and even I'm guilty with the other FPV drone. I never flew it in manual, and partly because my skills suck, but mainly because sport mode's enough for me. I can get the shots I want in sport mode.
I'll tell you, when you're going over a mountain ridge and you're within a foot or two and you're traveling at 30 miles an hour,
It looks pretty damn cool.
it's fast. It's fast. Okay. Like I said, I've said this several times, sitting on the tailgate of the truck with this thing,
Thanks,
and my
Mike. Don't
wife
be scared.
giggling because she goes, "Oh, you just came close, didn't you?" Because I just lifted my legs. Okay, as I had the goggles on.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd
So-
be fun to film you. It'd be fun to have the camera on you while you're flying.
I'm
and
not,
have everything.
I'm not doing a Stevie Wonder, but the feet did come up. Okay, just trying to miss this ridge.
Yeah,
But
I've
you know
done
what?
stuff like that. Like shit, you know,
that
it's not gonna
attests-
help.
Right, that attests to how immersive it is.
Yeah.
Okay. It is. Lon, you're right. It's like playing Flight Simulator in real life. It really is. You know what's really cool is the wife has really gotten into it. Not to the same level as your wife, Chuck, but to the point that she'll swear she's my VO, and remember, in court your wife can't testify against you, so that's always good. But the second thing is when I'm finished flying, you know, I was handing the phone to her and being tethered to it. Okay. But I'd rather have her eyes up and around and see what's going on. So after I'm done flying, I hand her the goggles and I play her the replay off of the goggle feed. And she loves it. Okay?
Yeah, I do that with my
Lori
kids.
just wants Lori. It's her drone. She just wants to fly it. She'll let me fly it. Like she's like,
Yeah, I
don't
just
crash my
answered-
drone.
I just answered.
Let's get don't crash my drone.
Somebody's
Sounds
asking
familiar.
about
How you doing, buddy?
hey, our third annual meetup. You had that up on the screen?
Yeah,
Does
I'll
anyone
find
know
out because there's boat ramps there. So there's spots that you can park that are for trailers only. But I'll find out if you can put an actual RV.
Yeah,
there.
but is he looking to do an overnight? So you got to check the town ordinance on that one.
Yeah, it's a public boat ramp, so I don't think there's a problem with overnight. I'm just not sure if they give you a problem with the RV.
Yeah,
I'll have to find
that's
out.
something you got to check out. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Lisa, that's not a beach view anyways. We're on the intercoastal there. If you want a beach view, you got to go down the street. But same thing. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, the drone has really played a part in our going out with the RV when we go off grid, because one of the nice things that the drone does for me is allows me to scout the road and a couple of sites before I try to pull, all together the truck and the RV about 44 feet long. And so turning it around on a little dirt road is something to deal with. So usually you wind up having to back down a dirt road, and backing up a trailer is always a blast. So I've been able to put the drone up and go scout up about, half a mile, another mile up the road, and check out if that site I saw on public land was available. And if not, oh, wow, there's a better site up on the ridge, and then know how to get in there. So, using it for recon it's a great tool.
Recon tool.
Yep.
I just like flying it around, shooting gaps and stuff because it's just so much damn fun.
Oh, with the Avata, that's the thing I love about it is where you fit. Okay,
yeah,
where you're going.
Anywhere.
The telemetry is great. The augmented reality on it is great. You can get disorientated so quick. But yeah, the new goggles. Look, I love everything about the new goggles except for the damn face piece.
The
face piece is crap. It's
still there's still not a third party face piece out there.
Surprised.
I know
that's a shocker. That's the shocker.
I know it's taking forever.
I know.
But
somebody said they
so tight.
one.
But that's because the tolerance is so tight.
Building some slips for
I know.
So it could
I
fit,
know. It's
for fit comfortably.
Look,
so, that's what I heard.
For the V2s, you could actually order a foam face piece from DJI.
Yeah, and I ended up getting third-party foam for mine, but it works much better than the.
Yeah, it definitely works. The face profile is off.
Can't find anything for the Avata, but I know it's super tight tolerance. The optics have to be close, so they're very limited in what they can offer us aftermarket or third party type stuff.
Hey guys, give me a minute. Hold on. Let me say hi to Arco Drone Solutions. I do want to say good night to Mr. Bob Casey. Thank you for popping in, buddy. Have a good night, man.
Good night.
Yeah, well, look, the face piece is the only downside I see. Face piece and having big fingers trying to get the SD card out.
Do you have fogging issues in your warmer climate? No, I know it's lower humidity for you.
No,
but...
I have no humidity out here.
Yeah, because I know I'm running guys in higher humidity
on a wet day out here.
Yeah, Florida and stuff. I know the guys have said that it's an issue.
But you don't have the distance. Also,
right. That's the challenge with the foam.
Yeah. So the moisture coming right off of your eyes is the bigger problem.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The other problem is, you Floridians tend to take those set of goggles right out of the air-conditioned car and slap them on your head. So that'll always cause you problems too. And the worst thing about that is flash condensation. But when flash condensation happens inside the lenses, you got a bigger problem.
You got to wait a long time for that to cook
My
off.
suggestion is Ziploc bag. Come on, this is the old throwback. This is a photog trick. You kept your gear, your lenses in Ziploc bags, and then when you took out a lens out of the cold car, you just set it out and let the condensation build up on the outside of the Ziploc bag, and then peel it open and put it on your camera.
Nice.
That would make a huge difference.
Well, once the lens warms up, you're all good, right?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. But if you needed to shoot quick, the best thing to do is have it in a Ziploc. Once you see some condensation beating up on the Ziploc, you can safely take the lens out and shoot.
Wild.
Yeah.
Adrian, I got to jump off, buddy. My eyes are bothering me. I've been having a lot of problems with bright light. And staring at my computer screen.
It's staring at me, man. I only come in two shades: Minnesota white and lobster red, dude. So
that's just been for some reason. Bright lights have been making me very watery and very blurred vision.
Go get that checked out, bro.
I need to.
You're not smoking enough weed.
Thank you for popping in, man.
What?
You gotta reduce that intraocular pressure.
Glaucoma at such a young age. That's not cool.
I hope that's not what it is.
He's saying go smoke a blunt. That's what he's saying right now.
Go smoke something. Well, hell, the wife's got THC pens. Maybe I'll go take a break.
There you go.
All right, guys. Later, man.
Take care, Matty.
All right, Matty. Take care.
Hey guys, do me a favor and smash a thumbs up on the stream. I really appreciate it. That's the advice, Chris Hope, isn't it?
For some potatoes.
Put some potatoes on your eyes.
Potato?
Well, I think he meant potatoes.
No.
Maybe he's been into the.
Who's got a Rockwood?
Yeah, a couple of beers. What?
Somebody said they have a Rockwood.
Rockwood.
That would be an RV.
Ah. Guess I'm not.
The adventures await.
Adventures await. Yeah.
Now Tom can do an RV channel like all the.
There's too much competition in that realm, man.
It's
you know, we went to this show. This was our first rally, and this was Family Motor Coach Association.
They're all vlogging.
They're all vlogging.
Rocky Mountain Ramble.
Probably.
They all had YouTube channel decals on their rigs.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Okay. You know, and some of them do that for business reasons. You know.
Yeah. Tax
very sizable write-off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, YouTube.
Problem is, I originally wanted to get a Class A, but the wife was like, "Oh no," and then we have to tow something.
Commercial driving license.
No, and honestly, you don't need a CDL.
Don't need a CDL.
Not if it's a personal vehicle.
Wow.
It's a personal recreational vehicle.
Is it a good thing to do? Just kind of like you fly a hobbyist, but get a 107 just cause it's kind of like that.
To jump into a yes, it is a good thing to do. If you've never driven large vehicles or even, tow something, just because your vehicle has a hitch on it doesn't mean your truck's capable of towing.
I think about that all the time. I have a hitch on my truck. I've never used them. Like I probably want somebody to show me. Good and the bad.
Look, I've driven some very large vehicles, aka apparatus. But
so you use braking. You've had vehicle braking.
I have electronic braking, trailer braking,
all that stuff you need to control.
I have a weight
things.
distribution hitch, so it sheds some of the hitch weight off of the rear axle of
because you don't want the trailer driving the truck. The truck's pulling the trailer.
No, well, also think about it. I'm driving a sailboat through the desert out here, Chuck. So crosswinds are a bitch. Okay. We, in fact, when we went down to this thing, it was not really starting till on Monday. We wound up leaving the Vegas area Friday morning because, as Dre can tell you, Al probably knows this too. When we have a windstorm roll in, those winds sustain at 35 and gust up to 50, and it's no big deal.
Nowhere to hide.
No, and you're on the highway. I was coming back from Palm Springs, in fact, and we weren't going to leave Palm Springs until around noon. But I have a wind app on my phone, and it sent me a notification the night before that winds were coming into the Palm Springs area. Yeah. And when what is it, like 38,000 wind turbines in that area, Dre?
There's quite a bit of them out there.
When you see that they stop them all, you're in for some pretty heavy winds. Okay?
Really? They'll shut them down when it gets too windy?
They shut them down when there's high winds, So
they lock them out?
They lock them in place.
Wow.
And then this way there's no damage done to the bearings on them. Okay? So we headed out at like 8 a.m. in the morning. And I would say I made it a good hour and a half before we started getting slammed with wind. And the semi drivers that track the trailers, they still don't slow down. Okay, they're still moving at 70. And in the state of California, because I'm towing something, I'm not allowed to drive over 50 miles an hour. Okay, because I'm towing a trailer. It doesn't apply to semis, but it applies to towed vehicles using pickups. So, that it can get white knuckle. But, look, it's a blast because we get to take our little 5-star hotel suite with us wherever we go. So it's our pillows, our blankets, our bathroom. Okay.
So you took the plunge, Tom. You did buy one.
Yeah. Did it actually out? I did it last a year ago, October. And we actually came cross country in it. And that was our mode of moving from the East Coast to the Southwest. So that took us, we did 12 days, We stopped at 8 places along the way, usually for a night or two. So it's a good time, you know. The wife is into it now, which I was a bit reluctant. That's why, you know, going with the large Class A was questionable. She's now professed to me that she's not driving. It doesn't matter what I get. Okay, so
Nice.
but driving a Class A is like driving a sofa. Okay? That's what it's like.
A sofa on wheels.
Okay?
You
Yeah,
got a nice captain chair in there, though. I'm sure it's nice and comfortable.
yeah, they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous, but you're
And the
paying
whole
as
thing
much as
just
that.
floats.
You're paying for a diesel
cloud.
pusher these days. You're paying what you'd pay for a house. Okay. And the problem is, one of the reasons why we didn't go with the motorhome when we came out here was because Nevada charges you registration based on the value of your vehicle.
Ouch.
Okay.
It's like Massachusetts.
Because it's an RV, it's a trailer. I'm paying altogether my 3 vehicles. You know, the truck, little Hyundai, and the travel trailer. I paid $2,400 for a car registration a year. Okay. Now I was used to $153 for every 2 years back in New York State. But you know, it'll go down a little as the vehicles depreciate. The problem is when you have to also insure it. So now the travel trailer I insure through Geico. My coverage is through Geico. Geico only charges me $267 a year for the travel trailer. And that's full replacement coverage because collision comes off of the towing vehicle. So you're not paying for collision. But now if it were a motorhome, I'd be paying. So figure on a $200,000 motorhome. What are they charging you for a Lamborghini these days? Okay. So, you know, figure a $200,000 motorhome would cost me about $3,800 a year just for that vehicle in vehicle registration. And then because it's got a motor in it, you can't insure it like you would insure a travel trailer or a fifth wheel. You have to insure it as a vehicle. So, you know, that would be another probably on a $200,000 vehicle, probably a good $3,000. And that's without putting diesel in it. And those things hold 100 gallons. 100 gallons at what I saw the other day. Well, it's probably worse by you guys, Dre and Al, but it was 580 over here a week ago.
Yeah, that's about what it is.
What is here now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, here's the big question, Tom. Are you going to drive back to New York City with that thing?
I don't plan on driving back to New York City with anything now. Okay.
Well, I figure you have that. You would take a trip of it back home.
I would, in all likelihood, we talked about this a while back with the family. My daughter is up not far from Tammy and Max. She's up in Dutchess County. And they actually have a seasonal campground across the other side of the Hudson in Columbia County. And for what they're paying a year for that seasonal, my wife and I were thinking about picking up a seasonal site there and then just purchasing an RV and having them deliver it there. And then we would come out maybe 6 to 8 weeks out of the year. That's where we'd stay. She pays
take fall
$2,400 a year, and she's got full access to it from April 1st through October 31st. And then they have a short season of weekends, and then they're closed for a period of time. And they do that because they don't want to make it a condo or a co-op kind of situation with taxes. So it stays as a
hold on 1 second, Tom. Give me a minute. You about to leave, Chuck?
Yeah, I'm going to drop off on a few.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you for
I'm tired. I'm old.
Well, you're East Coast, bro.
Well, you're 3 hours ahead.
Yeah, you're 3 hours ahead.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, and I ran out of water, which is a bummer.
Hey, brother Johnny Drumfly, how you doing, bro? Thank you for popping in, sir.
Water or beer?
It was actually water. Yeah, been hydrating for real. Although it's in a cruise and rum glass, but it's water.
Yeah, we would love to be back there for the fall. We got
That'd be
snow out
awesome.
here already. We have
Yeah, we're getting it tomorrow.
there's about 10 inches up on Mount Charleston right now.
Yeah, it's
Because
right.
we got
snowing
some
up in the
snow
Sierra
drop
Nevada.
We're
last
supposed
week.
to get some tomorrow,
Yeah.
I think. Maybe. First of the season.
And what I like about that is we can go up there you know, it's a 30-minute drive for us. We go up there, we play in the snow, we come back here,
Can you
and
get
it's
away
like
from the
70
snow?
degrees.
Wasn't
Yeah, I would say.
California like that too?
Yep.
Yeah,
California.
yeah.
the same
You
thing?
got to drive up to the mountains, like Sierra Nevada. For me, it's about 3 hours away.
Yeah,
For
you
me-
got
So like Truckee, Lake Tahoe.
right.
Yeah,
Beautiful up there.
that's pretty.
Yeah, I got Big Bear, which is 45 minutes
Yeah.
up the mountain for
Wow,
me,
that
or
is cool.
or Wrightwood's about maybe an hour drive from my house. And like Tom just saying, it may be low 20s, 30s up there, and my house it's 70.
About 60, 70, yeah.
Yeah, 60,
Yeah,
70.
yeah. Well, yeah, I'm
Hey,
over
Johnny.
here. I'm going from 3,000 foot altitude is where the house
Mhm.
is.
Right.
Vegas Strip is 2,700 feet, so we
Mhm.
look down at Vegas at night. And then the peak of Mount Charleston is 11,812 feet.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So
That's tall.
you know
That's a
we'll
tall
go
peak.
up to about 10,000 feet for the snow.
Do
you
you
know, up to
need
Lower
oxygen
Canyon.
up there? Supplemental oxygen or anything?
No, you know what it is. Well, it's like anything else. If you're doing anything with any level of exertion, you're going to
Yeah.
notice it right away.
Yeah.
But I've been up as high as 14,000, and
It's like
yeah,
get a
you do
tunnel vision
notice
and
it.
stuff, right? I mean, it's
do
really
notice it.
freaky. I've heard people have experienced like
Well, it depends. It's like anything else. I mean, we're going from 3,000 to about 10,000. That's not a big deal. You're basically doing that every time you step into an aircraft. You're going to 8,500 feet. Okay, that's what the cabin pressure is set for in commercial aircraft. So you're experiencing that. That's not really causing you that much discomfort, except remember to swallow or chew on something.
yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And that's why babies scream in the
Keep the drinks coming.
in the main cabin there. But you want to. When we went up into the Rockies, we flew into Denver, and we hung out in Denver for a couple of days before we headed up into the Rockies. So you just basically acclimate.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But gorgeous country, man.
Well, I
So it's
think I'm
about to
gonna,
be your nap time, Dre.
Oh, it's getting there. It's
yeah,
getting
I'm
there.
gonna. I hate the drop, but I'm gonna drop off. But
Well, thank
It
you
was
for
good. Thanks for having me
I
on, man.
appreciate it,
And
man.
it was nice to see everybody in the chat and everybody on the panel too. And like Alan and
it's-
Tom, I haven't seen you guys in forever.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, bro.
Yeah.
Good to
It's
see
been
you,
a-
Chuck.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, definitely.
So I mean, Alan and I talk on the phone occasionally. I call and ask him dumb questions, and then he helps me.
Your questions are good, but they're not as dumb as Adrian's questions.
I wasn't
You're
fishing
good.
for that at all.
I was just waking up
nothing but
Adrian. He's
love.
back there fucking daydreaming.
Yeah, I could ask Gray the same.
If
The
you've
same.
been paying attention all these, I've been replying to everybody in the chat. I've been
Yes,
busy.
you have been doing a good job. You've been.
I
doing
thought
a
you
good
were.
job
You
of
had the
keeping in
night bot
chat.
to do that.
Dumbass. I'm the one that replying to everybody else.
I'm sure it's gonna get saucy in here, and I'm gonna drop off.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Good Lord.
Okay, I see. Well, I might peek in the chat here in a little bit on and off, but anyway, you guys, everybody have a great night. Enjoy the rest
Have a
of the
good night,
weekend.
Chuck.
Thank you for
I'm
popping
popping
in.
a
Take care,
vlog
Chuck.
tomorrow. If you want to watch a vlog tomorrow, there'll be one on. I don't know.
I watch, Chuck, just to let you know. Sometimes I'm not live, but I watch.
Oh, that's
I'm a
very
100%
nice.
participant. All you guys channel. I do my best.
It's hard,
Try.
isn't it? There's like everybody has good
It
stuff.
is.
It's hard. It's like I don't know.
I watch most stuff in the replay because of the time difference. A lot of
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
the stuff is on the East Coast.
Oh man, we have we all have friends global. We have like I don't know how
now we
I
do,
don't know how-
right? It's
I don't know
great
how
community.
Laura did it. Little llama Laura. I don't know how she stays up so damn late. She was up start of the show, and it's like 5 hours ahead. And now,
There's some diehards out there with names you see on every stream. It's incredible.
Yep.
Anyway, I'll catch all you guys later. Everybody take care.
All right,
Chuck,
Chuck.
be well.
Take
Take
care,
care.
Chuck.
Take care.
Peace out.
All righty.
Great
Now there's
show.
Good
4.
question, Jim.
Great show. Thank you, everybody, for popping in. Well, I'm about to go and call it a night as well. Thank you, Tom, for
Wait,
popping in.
now I can finally see all the arcade machines behind Al.
Yo, the best one is Tempest. That's the best one.
Oh,
And
there
Miss
you go.
Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah, I love playing that game.
It-
The old
is
retro games.
that one that have guns in it?
Yeah.
Is that a gun?
That's
lime
what
green
I
thing?
gun. That's the only gun I've ever shot, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Right there. I'm not a shooter
is
of
that Big
guns.
Buck
I'm
or
a lover, not a fighter. Yeah, it's Big
is
Buck.
that Big Buck?
Yeah, it's a great game.
Oh yeah. That's I was gonna say that's a blast.
It's a fun game to play.
Yeah.
It's definitely. I get friends coming over on
Come
Sundays.
on, everybody over Al's house. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get the Great West Coast meetup so we can have a
Yeah, we got to
fly
do
out
something,
here.
guys. We got to do something. You know,
Or
we
down
could
by
do
Dre
a,
or over by you, Tom. I'm game for that. Or
Who
up
doesn't want to
even-
go to Vegas? I mean, come on.
Even where Bill's at up north.
You know, Dre will play a few rounds of golf while he's out here. You know,
That's
and
right.
work out a deal where we can all fly at the golf course.
Well, the golf course I have an open invitation as right in the flight path of the airport.
That's what Lance is for, bro. That's what Lance.
Yeah, I know, because I have an open invitation to play at
Yeah,
the
I really don't have
White Horse
many-
golf course.
Yeah, I really don't have many problems with any of the airports out here. You know.
Well, somebody told me they had an issue with the Henderson Airport because that's a small private one.
That's
that
right.
used to
I'm
it
next door
overlaps.
to it.
Yeah, it overlaps with the I guess
Yeah.
they call it the new. They changed the name from what it was to the old Senator now. They
It's
call
Reed.
it the Reed Airport. It used to be
Yeah,
something
sure.
else before.
They're
Yeah.
now going about changing signs on the highways too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Harry,
because
Harry
my
Reid
because my Harry, because my timeshare is right there on South Las Vegas Boulevard, right there on there in Henderson. So
I actually store my RV right off of South Las Vegas Boulevard.
yeah,
Dre, do you know where the M Casino is?
M
That's
Casino.
The big
Yeah.
black tall one at the
Right,
south
yeah.
end of the.
Mm-hmm.
So we're right across the street from there is where the RV is kept. And
Oh, okay.
then I'm up in the foothills east of there in the Henderson, Anthem.
Right.
We're in
right.
Anthem,
Yeah, because like I say, because my resort is right down the street from Silverton Casino Resort.
South Point?
Yeah, South Point. Yeah,
South
South Point.
South Point.
Yeah, 'cause last time we were there, we went to South Point to go to movies and bowl and
Yeah,
gamble.
and
stuff.
probably South Point holds the biggest rodeos going also.
Mm.
Gentlemen, I'm off. Tom, be
Al,
safe. Take care.
man.
Nice talking. Seeing you.
Oh yeah,
Dre,
appreciate
same
you
to
being
you.
on. Appreciate you, man.
No, thanks
Hey,
for
Diaz,
having me.
thank you
Same
for
thing with
popping
you,
in, bro.
Adrian.
Appreciate it, man.
Take
Yeah.
care, brother. Good
We'll
night,
keep
everyone.
you posted on a Southwest meetup, okay?
Let's do it. I'm game.
do
That's
it.
for sure. All right, guys. Later.
Everybody
All
in the
right.
chat. Everybody in the chat. Tom, thank you for popping in. Dre, great show as always,
Yep.
man. I appreciate it. We actually had a great crowd watching. Great crowd in the chat. That was a good show tonight, man, fellas. Thank you so much for the love and support.
Thanks
I
for
really
the invite.
appreciate it.
Thanks for the invite, Adrian. Dre, always a pleasure, bro.
Hey, always, partner.
Good night, y'all. See y'all later.
All right.